No, we had Chris on earlier that who dreams things that supposedly happened a few days later. And how do you cope with the fact that if you know something nasty is going to happen, or you hear something that isn't quite good for people?
It depends how you resonate, and it depends on what vibration you work on. If you're somebody who lives their life always down in the doldrums, nothing ever goes right, I'm always having a hard time, then you'll just resonate on a low vibration. If you're always more positive and you're out there and you're going, you know, life's what you make it, you take it and you mould it into what you want, you're resonating much higher. So, you know, the bad will only come to you if negativity breeds negativity. And I think if you're of a more positive mind, even though, and if we find in our life that things are really hard, we need to go, okay, this is not a good situation. Why am I struggling with this? Step back, have a look at it, and then, you know, work the answers out for yourself. That's not spiritualism, that's just everyday life.
Well, Jenny, let's cut to the chase. You're here to do psychic we've already been victims or guinea pigs or whatever you like to call it tonight. You're going to do psychic readings for Richard and myself.
Okay.
Who do you want to start with?
Okay, I'll start with you, Richard, if I can.
Okay, are they put off by heat?
No, it's just, we're all right, we're doing okay. Well, a couple of things really jump out at me. One is a back issue that I feel that may niggle you, lower back, that every now and then can play up and give you problems. I tend to find a house move as well is being shown to me. So there's a lot of monetary things changing place, large monetary areas I feel more at the moment. As well, I'm getting a restlessness of sleep at night. So I feel that if you're not sleeping very well, waking very early, I feel you're going through like a lot of mind. You're working things through very much.
1 out of 3.
But I feel you need to be honest with yourself on things going on around you, because I feel you've got a lot of influences of people pulling in you here and there, and I think you need to be very strong in your mind. I get the surname of Taylor being very significant. If
Sorry,
it's
what was that?
Taylor.
Taylor.
The surname, and again, if you, maybe hold on to that if you can't take it
know
at
a
the
Taylor?
moment.
I don't know, love.
I might meet, I'm out later, I might know a Taylor.
But it will be an important issue for you. And certainly when I see things that have happened in, like when you were younger, I see it for myself in sepia, and I see a train journey having been very interesting for you. I also find that there is an energy in the spirit world that links very much to your middle name. So I find John, which I do know is your middle name, I find there is a gentleman in the spirit world that comes forward, had a very bad congestive heart failure, and there is a lady living by the name of Anne who I feel is doing either family history or is locating and doing something within the family at the moment. And again, you may find out about this, I don't know if you inquire or see what's going on, but there's a lot for you happening. And I do think towards the summer, things are going to fall into place and you're going to find that there's a lot more, you're going to have a lot more energy within yourself.
Is it you, Anne? Is it you? I don't know.
I'm afraid it's not.
Because I was obviously looking blankly there, and Anne, because I don't know of an Anne or anything. So I mean, is that you would say that was? And then she was going to say, "Oh yeah, well it might happen."
No.
No.
There was nothing in there that made me think, well, that's really specific, and that it was again a lot of generalised.
I mean, where do you get all this information from?
It just comes through to me, but there are specifics in there. There will be things that you will be able to take away and look at. But a sceptical person will turn around and say, but that is very generalised. As you know, and the thing I find that I think it's important to say is, it's when it jumps up and bites them and faces them in the face directly that people go, I can't deny this. So it's their own personal proof, which I think people all need to get to and see and feel, and then go, yeah, okay, this is my personal proof. I believe it at this point.
So is there anything more you want to tell me before we move on to Belle?
No, not really. Nothing.
Fantastic. Right, so let's move on to Belle then.
There's, again, a couple of things that are immediately obvious. I find London is going to be important for you. If you're not, London changes there at the moment, but I can see travel to and from London. I also feel I'm being told that you've either had a conversation about a tattoo or somebody's going to have a tattoo, and I feel there's been a conversation about something to do with tattoos recently, because I'm aware of that very much as well.
You got a tattoo?
No.
And a gentleman in the spirit world by the name of Charlie or Charles as well is quite a strong name that I feel comes through, that which I would place on your dad's side of the family. And that's very strong as well.
Not that I know of. No. No.
Nothing. No, so apart from my sleep, you've not done too. I mean, how do you rate it then? I mean, if one bit of information sort of works out, is that good or?
I don't know. No, I mean, no, I wouldn't say I failed at all. I would say that, you know, again, if it was on a private one-to-one, and everything is taped, and again, there's a difference between a psychic and a clairvoyant, and a clairvoyant is what I predominantly do, is somebody that talks to people in the spirit world. A psychic is somebody who would predict your future and say what's coming up, and again, there's a very big difference. But on the whole, there is a large inquiry in it, and I don't tend to find that there are, you know, problems. I find people are quite interested in.
Yeah, and I get the impression, I'm psychically getting the impression that out of all the topics we've taken tonight, perhaps the clairvoyant is your least
it's the
believable
one I have the greatest difficulty with. We have actually used psychics in some of our investigations, and every now and again a piece of information comes out, but it does seem to be very rare and very spontaneous. A lot of the things you were being told there are set life events. I mean, there's actually books written about this. At certain ages, people go through set life events. So you can predict that somebody might be moving house or getting married, or in this day and age, somebody in the media, it's quite reasonable that they might be getting a tattoo. As it happens, you're not. But the things that you can fit, again, to a lot of people.
Yeah.
So, Jenny, I want to quickly ask, because we're running out of time. I mean, how do you get these snippets, whether they're relevant or not?
Well, you just tune in, and either they come from an angel or they'll come from a guide, and then they will just, or your relative. If, for example, you came for a reading, symbolically, I suppose the spirit world would be aware you were coming, and there would be people that would collate together in the spirit world and would come down and would give, you know, specific pieces of information.
Jenny, very quickly, Grand National tomorrow. Never mind about relationships and this, that, and the other. I want the money on the winner.
Talk to Red Rum and tell us who's going to win.
Have you got any ideas?
Don't talk to the animals. No, I don't know anything about that, I'm afraid.
Oh, no.
Well, as all the other ones, it's fascinating. And Jenny, thanks ever so much for coming in. It's MK Tonight. Welcome back to MK Tonight's Friday the 13th special. I'm Richard, she's Belle, and we've been joined all evening by our sofa skeptic Anne Winsper. I mean, where can people get hold of you if they want to join you in not believing anything and being miserable?
Have a look at the website, www.parascience.org.uk, and also www.badpsychics.com. But I don't think I need to prove to anybody that it's all been rubbish, because the people here have done it for me. We've not really had a lot tonight, have we? Let's be honest.
And thanks ever so much for coming in. I know you've come a long way, so thank you. It's been really interesting having you on this evening. It's been a pleasure.
Because we would have fallen for everything, whether we believe or not, so it's good to have the skeptic on. But thanks, Anne, so much.